Are you thinking about investing in your business but scared to do it? Well, invest in a project instead. All right, you guys, stop the scroll so we can talk about this because I think it's really important for us as entrepreneurs to take a more direct approach with how we invest in our businesses. And investing in projects can still allow you to invest in coaching, invest in training, and all of those things. So let's take a look. All right. So, one of the reasons why we want to invest in a project instead of our entire business is because we don't want that constant feeding of your business, right? And by investing in a project, you're going to have a limited scope, right? Like you're going to invest in this project to build this funnel, something like that, right? Where you could invest in coaching, you can invest in any kind of course that you need to invest in. And then you can also invest in getting help to help you out with all the labor, marketing, all those different things, if you limit the scope to just that one project instead of your entire business. All right, and projects also have a timeline. So your period of time of investment is going to be shorter than that feeling of infinity that you're going to have to invest in your business forever until, that magic moment when it makes money. By investing in a project, you already have mapped out what you expect to get as a return on that project, and the timeline is a big part of it, right? Because the longer that you take to get that project completed, the more money it's going to cost you in the long run, especially if you're investing in labor. So you want to make sure that you're holding your team accountable or yourself accountable to make sure you make that timeline. And then projects have a budget as well. So once we know what we're going to do and we know what the scope of that project is and all the different things that we need to do, we can start making estimates and looking at how many hours of labor it's going to require. If you're going to require coaching, if you're going to require purchasing a course, something like that, then you can set a budget so that you know exactly what you're spending. And it would be a lot easier if you have a partner, a spouse, or whatever, and you need to make a joint decision on investing. Coming up with a little project plan that shows the scope, the timeline, and the budget required to complete that project can really help get the magic word of yes. All right. And then projects have a goal, right? There's usually one end goal that's going to happen. Like if you have a project that's a funnel, you're going to create a funnel. That project goal is to complete that funnel so that it can make money. And then when you have a project instead of your whole entire business, you can actually calculate a return on investment. And that is really critical because the more successful projects you have, and the more you can calculate that return on the investment, the more likely you will have confidence to invest in another project. And I'm not saying investing your own money, because hopefully the first project you do will have a nice return on investment. You'll have some extra money. You can either put that money back into continuous improvement of that one particular thing, or you can invest that in another project. Whichever one you do, you want to make sure that you are calculating that return on investment, because as an investor in your business, if it's just you or your spouse or any other people that that are involved in your business, you want to be able to provide them with some statistics and data to show what they got in return for their investment. Plus, you can get your own return on investment as well. And just having that number, having that ability to calculate that will help you feel much more confident the next time you need to invest. Here is this triple constraint triangle, and that's what I wanted to show you today, because this is very, very common in project management. You'll probably see it. It's cost, scope, and time. And Usually it says quality in the center, but I wanted to put return on investment. When you have these three things and you work them together, then you'll get a better return on investment. So making sure that you are focusing your investment dollars into one particular project will help you in the long run so that you can always have that feel good feeling about investing and not just dread of it's just going to go down the toilet, right? We don't want to do that. So, creating a project with cost, scope, and a timeline is going to help you predict how much money you need to spend, making you feel more comfortable with investing rather than just invest forever. You'll have a specific time frame and a specific budget that you're going to stay within. And then you have scope too, so you can manage that to make sure you're not going way out of scope and costing your business way more money than it needs to because you've gone out of scope. Okay, so keep that triples constraint in mind when you are ready to invest. Look at all the things that you need to invest, including coaching, training, software, labor costs, because you might be surprised too. You might be willing to invest in 2,500 or $3,000 of labor that you can do using something like Upwork or Fiverr or any of those great resources. And so creating this project with cost, time, and scope will help you so that you feel better about investing in your business.